Matthew Broderick.
Matthew Broderick is an American film, stage and voice actor who, among other roles, played the title character in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, voiced Simba in The Lion King, and portrayed Leo Bloom in the Hollywood and Broadway productions of The Producers. He has won 2 Tony Awards, one in 1983 for his featured role in the play Brighton Beach Memoirs and one in 1995 for his leading role in the musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. He was also nominated for the Tony Award, Best Actor in a Musical, for The Producers but lost to his co-star Nathan Lane. As of 2013, Broderick is the youngest winner of the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Play.
Early life and education.
Broderick was born in Manhattan, New York City, New York, the son of Patricia, née Bueller, a playwright, actress, and painter, and James Joseph Broderick III, an actor and World War II veteran. His mother was Jewish, a descendant of immigrants from Germany and Poland. His father was a Catholic of Irish and English descent. Broderick attended grade school at City and Country School, a progressive K-8 school in Manhattan, and high school at Walden School, a defunct private school in Manhattan with a strong drama program.
Career.
Broderick's first major acting role came in an HB Studio Workshop production of playwright Horton Foote's On Valentine's Day, playing opposite his father, who was a friend of Foote's. This was followed by a supporting role as Harvey Fierstein's gay adopted son, David, in the off-Broadway production of Fierstein's torch song trilogy. Then, a good review by the New York Times theater critic Mel Gusso brought him to the attention of Broadway. Broderick commented on the effects of that review in a 2004 60 Minutes 2 interview. He followed that with the role of Eugene Morris Jerome in the Neil Simon Eugene trilogy including the plays, Brighton Beach Memoirs and Biloxi Blues. His first film role was also written by Neil Simon. Broderick debuted in Max Dugan Returns, 1983. His first big hit film was War Games, a summer hit in 1983, in which he played the main role of David Lightman, a Seattle teen hacker. This was followed by the role of Philippe Gaston in Lady Hawk, in 1985. Broderick then got the role as the charming, clever slacker in the 1986 movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. At age 23, Broderick played a high school student who, with his girlfriend and best friend, plays hooky and explores Chicago. The film remains a 1980s comedy favorite today and is one of Broderick's best-known roles, particularly with teenage audiences. Also in 1987, he played Air Force Research Assistant Jimmy Garrett in Project X. In 1988 Broderick played Harvey Fierstein's gay lover, Alon, in the screen adaptation of Torch Song Trilogy. In the 1989 film Glory, he received good reviews for his portrayal of the American Civil War officer Robert Gould Shaw, whom Broderick incidentally physically resembled at the time. In the 1990s, Broderick voiced Simba, in the successful animated film The Lion King, and also voiced Tak the Cobbler in Miramax's controversial version of The Thief and the Cobbler, which had originally been intended as a silent role. He won recognition for 2 dark comedy roles. The first was that of a bachelor in The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey. The second was that of a high school teacher in Alexander Payne's Election with Reese Witherspoon. Broderick returned to Broadway as a musical star in the 1990s, most notably with his Tony Award-winning performance in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying and his Tony Award-nominated performance in the Mel Brooks stage version of The Producers in 2001. He continued to make feature films, including the 2005 adaptation of The Producers. Broderick played the role of Leopold Leo Bloom, an accountant who co-produces a musical designed to fail, but which turns out to be successful. Broderick reunited with his co-star from The Lion King and The Producers, Nathan Lane, in The Odd Couple, which opened on Broadway in October 2005. He appeared on Broadway as a college professor in The Philanthropist, running April 10 through June 28, 2009. He returned to the Broadway stage in spring 2012 to star in the musical Nice work If You Can Get It, directed and choreographed by Kathleen Marshall.
Awards.
He has won 2 Tony Awards, one in 1983 for his featured role in the play Brighton Beach Memoirs and one in 1995 for his leading role in the musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. He was also nominated for the Tony Award, Best Actor in a Musical, for The Producers but lost to Lane. To date, Matthew Broderick is the youngest winner of the Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Play.
Personal life. Family.
Broderick met actress Sarah Jessica Parker through her brother. The couple married on May 19, 1997 in a civil ceremony in a historic deconsecrated synagogue on the Lower East Side. Although Broderick considers himself culturally Jewish, the ceremony was performed by his sister, Janet Broderick Kraft, an Episcopal priest. Parker and Broderick have a son, James Wilkie Broderick, born in 2002. In April 2009, it was confirmed that Broderick and Parker were expecting twin girls through surrogacy. Broderick and Parker's surrogate delivered their twin daughters, Marion Loretta Elwell and Tabitha Hodge, in 2009. Although they live in Manhattan, they spend a considerable amount of time at their holiday home near Kilcar, a village in County Donegal, Ireland, where Broderick spent his summers as a child. They also have a house in the Hamptons.
Fatal car accident.
On August 5, 1987, Broderick was in a car accident in Enniskillen, Northern Ireland, while vacationing with Jennifer Grey, whom he had begun dating in semi-secrecy during the filming of Ferris Bueller's Day Off. The accident, which was the event through which their relationship became public, occurred when the rented BMW Broderick was driving crossed in the wrong lane and collided head-on with a Volvo driven by Anna Gallagher 28, accompanied by her mother, Margaret Doherty 63, who were killed instantly in the accident. Broderick suffered a fractured leg, fractured ribs, a concussion, and a collapsed lung. Gray received minor injuries, including severe whiplash. Broderick told authorities he had no recollection of the crash and did not know why he was in the wrong lane. "I don't remember the day. I don't remember even getting up in the morning. I don't remember making my bed. What I first remember is waking up in the hospital, with a very strange feeling going on in my leg," he said at the time. Broderick was charged with causing death by dangerous driving and faced up to 5 years in prison, but was later convicted of the lesser charge of careless driving and fined $175, which the victim's family called a travesty of justice. Martin Doherty, whose sister and mother were killed in the crash, later stated that he forgave Broderick, amid plans to meet with Broderick in 2003, in order to gain a sense of closure. As of March 2014, the meeting has not taken place. In 2012, Broderick had been featured in a multi-million-dollar Honda commercial ad during the Super Bowl in which he was highlighted driving a CR-V in homage to the Ferris Bueller movie. Doherty was quoted as saying that Broderick wasn't the greatest choice of drivers knowing his past.
Family history.
In March 2010, Broderick was featured in the US version of the BBC programme Who Do You Think You Are? Broderick stated that his participation in the Ancestry research program emotionally reconnected him with a role he played in Glory 22 years earlier, as he discovered a paternal great-great-grandfather, Robert Martindale, incidentally sharing the same prenom as his Glory character, who actually was a Union soldier. A veteran of the Battle of Gettysburg, Martindale, who belonged to the 20th Connecticut, was killed in the aftermath of the Battle of Atlanta, and was eventually interred in an unnamed grave at the Marietta National Cemetery. Having identified the grave with the help of historian Brad Quinlan, Broderick's research enabled him to give his ancestor his name back. In the same program Broderick discovered that his paternal grandfather, James Joseph Broderick II, whom he had never known, had been a highly decorated combat medic in World War I, having earned his distinctions during the Meuse-Argonne offensive.
Work. Television.